shortly I'll be adding the new graphic onto the store. 2 seconds, I need to press my phone. But shortly I'll be adding my new graphic up onto the store, and oh, my brain's just not working today. It really isn't. Fingerboard. Oh, 2 seconds. Do that. But today's the day I'm actually going to be ordering in the stuff for the skateboards to make the skateboards. Kind of be waiting patiently for that. I just got to think cautious, guys, honestly. Finances. Also, I am building at the moment an app as well. So it'd be for the App Store or the Apple Store. You know, the Apple App Store. I don't know what you're really call it. And for Android and iOS, essentially. Actually, no, it might only be on iOS at the moment, because now I'm thinking about it. The Android Play Store is different in it from the Apple Play Store. And if there's a double up of money, it's like, you know what I mean, unfortunately, I am going to be going with iOS first. It sounds kind of crap, but I'm making skateboards too and fingerboards. I'm a small business, so I can't just go down out and just like, you know, pay all the money into everything. All eggs into basket, so to speak. All eggs into one basket, as I said. But yeah, it's just stressful really at the moment. But it's all going to work out fine, I know it is. But yeah, as I say, so to have a app on the App Store, so that's £79 a year, which is sort of right, it's the design of it, which I'm sort of working through today, let's say. So I've always wanted an app on the App Store. I always thought it'd be so cool to actually have your own app. Another reason being is it's so much easier for people who want to stay connected with the community, like so skate addiction community, because on there I allow people to become members, and you'll be able to upload videos. So I want to essentially be like a social media platform for skateboarding, fingerboarding, the skate community at large, like almost like, you know how things used to have Fashion Magazine, and people would put in Fashion Magazine and stuff like that. This would be a similar concept, but you'll be put up on the web page instead. There'll be like a news. The thing is, instead of being bombarded with emails and shit like that, you'll get it through the app. So as I said, I'm designing the app for the App Store today. Android, unfortunately, I have to wait a little bit, because if you have to pay to have it on the app, Android too, yeah, it's going to cost already quite a bit of money to just go on the App Store and designing it. But it just means, as I said, some people who could just download the app then, and you'll get deals that way, because you go on there, there'll be like a notification bar. There's a live setting section I'm going to be doing on there, so I'll be able to do like podcasts, invite others, because I've already had other. Yesterday, I can't believe it. Like, I know it sounds so small, but I was in contact with Heron Skateboards himself, which, I mean, I've been trying to message him like 2 years ago, and it might seem like a big deal, but he's like one of the biggest skate companies to come out of the UK, and probably one of my biggest inspirations as a skillionaire. In fact, my company is called Skate Addiction. His is called Heron Skateboards. You can kind of see. If you know the story of Heron Skateboards as well. But I mean, honestly, man, it was so static to just even get a response back from him. But we messaged him back and forth yesterday saying so. Pretty much just saying that I'm starting out. If there's any help or anybody, in the future with graphics, if you need any help, because I'm happy to help like big companies like that. It's all about camaraderie, and I don't care about like my brain's not working this morning, guys. Honestly, it's so done for. But yeah, so when I come up, I've already been designing it. I'm putting an app on the App Store, a skate addiction app, meaning, and it won't just have the store on there. It'd be like a live stream section there, so I won't just get like a banned one, like, you know what I mean, or whatever, because it'd be like there'll be a section for adult lives. There'll be ones where people can join and do sessions. There'll also be where people can upload community clips, but that's where I'll also be able to run competitions. You won't have to get loads of emails. You'll get notifications on the app, which is just a little bit easier because you won't get cluttered then. I try and keep it under like 50 megabytes, depending really though. It's quite good for an app, I think, 50 megabytes. I'm halfway through designing it right now. It will be like the same kind of layout as the website. I just think it gives people more accessibility. You know what I mean? And as I said, it won't just be a store then. That's why I want to go like a live stream option and the community upload and chat, and it's just essentially. But it will be like you have to prove you're a certain age, because I'm not having it like weird people connect and stuff. I just noticed the average age of skaters is 25 to 35, which I think is just a great. I mean, that's I'm 25. You know, we all use at this age, even at like 10 years older. It was, you know, I mean, we still have phones. People think they're like, you know, growing up. I mean, I can't believe that's just phone now. So it's my partner's nieces, and I'm like, oh, call me. So she's done it to show me the difference. It used to be this, and now it's this because phones are flat, obviously. Where the reason I like that is because they were the flip-up phones and stuff. I was like, wow, how times have changed, man. How times have changed. Oh, coffee. That's it. That's what I was doing. But yeah, and it just means people can stay connected more. And if you know there's an app on the App Store, it feels sometimes a little bit more official than going through to a Google link. So I think it's not a Google link, but I mean, it's a proper Shopify store, but some people just, you know, worry a little bit. I can't speak in Spanish, unfortunately. That'd be pretty cool, though. I would argue, personally, Ronaldo. But then that's going to be a hit or miss controversial one. I just believe he's one of the best footballers of all time. Like, don't get me wrong, Messi. I'm not into football. Let me get like I used to be. I used to love football. I've been like Stamford Bridge, Wimbledon. I'm Barcelona as well, to be fair. But I went to Barcelona to skate too. Who like Macba. I mean, oh, one of my favourite skate spots ever. So they've torn that down now, and that broke my heart. To be honest with you. Or they like changed it slightly. I don't know. It's like Brooklyn Banks now. I've got to go back to Brooklyn Banks. That's in the States, by the way. For everyone who like good. I mean, I'm sure if you're a skater, you should have known. You should know Brooklyn Banks. Very famous spot. I'm gonna trigger some water right now because I'm like my partner's at work. She don't drink coffee or tea. Then I just put a cup in the microwave. People are like, how can you? Do you know how much electricity it actually wastes to heat up a flipping kettle just for one person? It's ridiculous. But yeah, anyway, I hope everyone's having a good morning. Sorry, but early right now, we'll get tingle and stuff like that. But what was I saying? I can't remember now. But so the ad, and today I'll be ordering the blank boards in because I can't press skateboards here, but I can press my graphics onto the skateboards here. And if anybody's wanting boards, please let me know in the chat now or in the comments later. Any video, I'll go through and look for them all. Obviously, it won't be like I see 20 people I want a board. That's like 20 boards. Start off with I'm getting 1 or 2 boards. I've already made 4 or 5, but no, 7 boards now. I used to forget. 700 plus fingerboards, 7 skateboards. Now I am more into skateboarding. Dick. I am more into skateboarding. Like I don't even need to say that. But with my injuries, I've had injuries like a compound fracture where the bone came out of my arm. Bro, why does this light never do it justice? Right, flick that off. There you go. You can see the scar now, but yeah, it's messed up my whole arm. I had to get pinned together. Tore my ACLs, tore my MCLs, ripped meniscus, slipped disc in my spine, broke my collarbone. And I thought, in 20 bits, I laughed myself, so I thought I was a terrible skater. You're going to, right? You wake up, you're like, wait, what? And I know a lot of people are probably still thinking, well, you clearly are. You've injured yourself so much. No, I was having seizures. I had something called transit loss of consciousness, which I didn't know about until somebody one day, when I had a game of skate with my mate, was like, sorry, there's a piece of hair dangling on my face, really pissing me off. But yeah, he was like, mate, you were shaking before you hit the floor. He said you start shaking. And I was like, what? So when I went to the doctors and had some EEG or whatever, the brain scan, I had a few of them, and it came to the conclusion that I had transit loss of consciousness from trauma and brain damage. I was like, oh. And then it all came to me over the next few weeks. I was like, I really wasn't that bad at skating, and I wasn't falling off as much as I thought I was. At least, you know what I mean? It was just a more. And no wonder I couldn't remember him, but I thought I just hit my head really hard. But then I had a helmet on sometimes because I was like, okay, you're going to. I started to weigh gear because I was, waking up, body aching, falling off. I'm really lucky to still be here from just those injuries alone. Do you know what I mean? Having a seizure on a skateboard up a 6-foot half pipe or a spine to just be on the blunt stool and have a seizure, that is a very dangerous place to be having a seizure. People being alive from falling from a seizure, let alone flipping off of that. So I am very lucky. But yeah, then it baffles the brain really. But yeah, I wanted to be a pro skater, and then that was like I got so mad almost at myself. and then stopped skating and had painkillers from the doctors. I must add first. Then I became an addict quite fast because they're more addictive than I feel like they let on. Because I mean, I literally had BPD and depression anyway, and I was depressed because I couldn't skate anymore. So great, the dopamine hit when I take the medication. I feel great. Next day I get up, feel terrible. How do I combat that? I can't. I can't skate. I'm in pain. So then now, because my dopamine and my natural body can't, because people remember, like, painkillers don't just reduce pain; they also release things like dopamine, serotonin, well, not necessarily endorphins, but all these things that are like a feel-good chemical. And in the process of releasing these feel-good chemicals, your brain forgets how to release its own something. So that's the danger of taking painkillers. Is like when you have your off days, it's not just because you're in pain the next day. It's also add on the fact that your brain's not producing its own natural amount of dopamine. It's quite. I don't know why it's a fact. No, I never see anybody talk about. But yeah, even people go, "Oh, we have to be an addict." No, you think something once, and it releases dopamine, and it will slightly be irregular the next day. This is just a fact. Oh, and there we go. Light. Right, sorry, what was I saying? Brain needs to operate again properly. No, it's not doing great this morning. Oh yeah, natural dopamine production. So the brain will not produce its own. It will produce it again the next day, but because you've taken painkillers to deal with the pain, you're not only in pain the next day, but your body's not producing its own natural amount of, feel good. Okay, well, you just said not very much. You didn't say anything, bro, so that's why I've not responded. Oh wait, are you talking to that? I have no idea. I don't even care at this point. I'm setting up anyway. What was I going to say? My brain's like completely frazzled this morning for some reason. What are you going to do? Probably because I'm not feeling well. And as I said yesterday, I take quite a few painkillers. So the next day you feel a little bit more down because your brain's not. I guess your brain thinks it's going to release the same amount again from the medication. Your brain's like, it doesn't go about releasing its own because it thinks, I don't know, maybe it's weird. And obviously when it doesn't get it, your brain's like, wait, what? And then it might start a little bit slower, or it might, but still it's that delayed response in the brain that can actually cause brain fog. And it's something I've never seen talking about when it comes to medications. It's really annoying, to be honest. But anyway, guys, so I attempted to come off the live in about 20 minutes just so I can go and finish this website design. I finished the website that was done ages ago. I mean, app design. Because as I said, I really wanted to be able to do like a live stream on my own platform. Like literally, like you have the app, get it off the Google, like Apple Play Store, proper licensed app, everything like that. It won't be just a link either, because I mean, it was fair trying to make it, and it was like the only way I could figure out how to do it was like I've managed to pass out, but it was linking it. So I'll download something off the App Store to click on it to send it to Google. What's the point in that? I want it to come up on its own. Do you know what I mean? Come up with a logo and everything like that. And I am going to do it like the intro literally is going to have a wheel rolling in, and then it turns into the Skate Addiction logo. It's the same logo I've done for a few of my intro videos, actually. I thought it'd be so good as an intro to the app. So when it starts, it's like the wheel rolls on, it goes like actual skateboard wheel. Because I use real sound effects from me skateboarding that I've cut out of a video and put into it, and it actually works really well, to be honest with you. So as I say, I just want the main reason for wanting the app was for live streaming, but also so a community can connect more. And if you think about it, once you've obviously purchased it, I was going to do it so once you've purchased it, you can come onto you'll be invited onto the app. But I'll just now have it on the App Store. Anyone can download the app. Obviously, it's not available yet, but it will have the store on it. It will have a community upload section. It will have a competition part up, news, sort of almost like I kind of want to do like a fresh magazine, like a digital one, but it could be like you could be putting it if you sent like your best clips, but it's more of a digital one in the sense of like you have different pages, but it have. And I thought, why don't people do this? Think about this logically. I don't mind if someone takes this idea, but you know how magazines would have photos in it and it would have a description about it. Why not have like it's like a Kindle, right? But not on a Kindle on your phone, but actually have like pages on there which have bits that you can read, but also videos instead of just images. That's the way the internet should be used, or like not just the internet, but like technology, because now we're not just on a flat piece of paper. Which granted, it could be nice if people wanted like a paper copy or like a book copy. I'm fine with doing that as well at some point. So I mean, you got to remember on this platform we got about 1.1k. On my other platform we got about another k. And my other the other one's about 4k. So when you add that, there's a lot of customers all in all when you add them all together. But yeah, honestly, guys, it's just it feels like there's so much to do now. But I think like why I don't know. It sounds like a dumb idea because I was thinking, do you invest into the app? I feel like app gives it more. I know the app seems like more of a ball ache at the beginning. Some people were going through and Google. It just feels easy to have the app on the App Store, which you can upload your public clips up onto, and it'd be like a community thing. It'd be moderated completely on there as well. But at the same time, there won't be like any racism, homophobia, any of that stuff. But like straight up, if people want to swear, if you're an adult, like cool, you can swear. I'm not like you can't do that. That's naughty. You know what I mean? I'm not bored. Like at the end of the day, skating's lost its sort of soul and culture, and that's what I want to bring back. But I realise where it's so diverse now. You can't just put it in front of everybody. You can't. Like, I won't just swear on these lines all the time. Like it might slip out accidentally occasionally, but I do also say they're not for kids. You know, so it's just about being responsible, really. But at the same time, because for other companies, and I don't know if other people feel this, like skate companies in particular, they used to be. I'm 25, and I'm sure there was like more funny graphics even before I was alive. But there used to be some savage graphics. Now I'm not trying to necessarily, as I say, I'm never trying to be offensive or never going to be offensive. If someone's offended by my graphics, then you need to see a psychologist because it's literally no reason someone should be offended by any of my shit. That is the truth of it. Like, but as I say, like I wanted it to have like you can't be like this is my saying. It's a good saying that you can't be everyone's cup of tea. No, you can't be a oh yeah, you can't be everyone's cup of tea because you'd be a mug. It could be more true, could it? Like at the end of the day, I've looked over the last year, like on my other platforms, look at my audience, and the average is 25 to 35. So I'm sorry if you're like not in that average. Because at the same time, obviously, I am going to lean more to. I'm not a person that's like, well, actually, I want to be for everybody because you just can't be for everybody sometimes. Sometimes, like, you need a graphic that's got some oak leaves on it or with a middle finger or someone flipping a bird. Like, there's a way to put, I don't know. And you're an adult, you're allowed to have that. You know, we're adults. It's not about that. But people make it so look, I don't know, everything I see has just got to be immature. Like, a good example is films used to be more, have innuendos in it. But now we're probably made to believe that they're wrong because it's not appropriate for kids. But the whole point is kids should not understand an innuendo. That is the whole point of an innuendo, right? I mean, it has its own bloody definition of a word as an innuendo. It's not like pseudoscience or made up crap. Like, it's a real thing. And they used to be in PGs and U's. Now, granted, some of them may be a little bit, but it's like, it's just Cocomelon. Or, I mean, okay, that's probably an extreme example. But everything's just so childish and baby down and watered down. And it's because they realise that everyone has access to everything. You used to go to a blockbuster, you'd have to show ID. If if you want to go and CX or anywhere to buy a movie, and it was an 18, you'd have to show ID. You want to go to a cinema, 18, you'd have to show ID. Like, you weren't watching a movie before you were 18, unless you had a sibling or a parent that didn't give a shit. Yeah, pretty much. Or you went to a friend's house, or his brother who's older. Yeah, it could have been anything. Do you know what I mean? For a sleepover. God, those are the days. Imagine that. Like, you used to have to go to a mate's house to sneak a movie to stay up really late to watch it. Now it's just like, just make a Netflix account. I mean, things have changed so much. It's like a kid just does it even have an age limit on it? I'm pretty sure it don't. I'm pretty sure I made a Netflix account with my bank account at 15, and I was allowed. I could watch. What's the other one? It's not The Walking Dead, but it's like the equivalent one on Netflix at the time. Oh, I can't remember, but people get what I mean. I think it's absolutely insanity. You could watch anything you wanted, and now, well, back as I said, when you're growing up, you have to have ID. You know, there's times. I remember one time I travelled really far to go to cinema with my mates, but they wouldn't let me in. Or was it no? There's been a few times where I wasn't allowed in. There's a few times where he wasn't allowed in. So like, do we go? What do we do? And we're gonna have to end up going and do something else. And I think that right there was almost something different. Quite nostalgic in itself, because you're sat there feeling like an idiot at the front, like, oh, you know, I bought a ticket already, can I get a refund? Sometimes they wouldn't, because I knew you were trying to say, well, no, sorry, you just bought a ticket, why do you need the refund? Well, because I don't want to go in alone without my mate. And they're like, oh, so sorry, it's like, there's a queue of people behind you, can you just move along? Yeah, oh. So do you watch the film? What do you do? And then maybe you just go and get some food instead. And I mean, it was just, you know, oh man, growing up was actually cool. I miss it. I'm envious, to be honest, sometimes. Welcome, everyone. Sorry, I get me, but I don't like when I slurp coffee. What time is it? Oh, it's still 7:44, man. So when I think of all, it's like great, it defeats the object of me wanting to skate when it's too early or dark or it's raining. But realistically, it's still a tad too early, just a tad. But yeah, as I say, I can't wait to actually bring these skateboards out, man. It's really, really getting to me, to be honest, because it's been like about 2 years now. I've made skateboards, and it's not available yet. I don't having supplies and everything like that's crazy. That's why I'm trying to like invest into the app, try and bring more people in, because I feel like I don't know if people agree in the chat, but an app I think could potentially do a little bit better than an online store. I still have both, but I still think the app's quite a cool thing, which is that the community uploads. It's like easier to control on there, to be honest with you, than it actually is on like a domain. A bit of a pain in the ass. It's actually cheaper as well to own an app store domain than it is a Google domain, which is, you know, do you want to call it Google domain or search bar? I don't know. The internet domain. Ah, who cares? I don't know if people want to see me do like react videos to stuff as well. I just felt like it wasn't me because of, you know, where I own a skate company. It just felt a bit like, does that, nothing's ever below you. I don't know how to put this without sex. Do you know what I mean? We all have a life. We all do. You know, that's our point in life. I don't want to do something people to go, oh, that seems unprofessional. So at the end of the day, professionalism is something we've kind of made up. To be honest with you, if you think about it, everything's made up. We're still people just like floating about on a rock, pretending like we like wear a suit and be professional. But as long as we get the job done properly, which is what I do, then does it really matter? Like the whole thing is a job done properly. It's well spoken, maybe work, you know, polite manners, you know, to run a business, just your basics. Make sure nothing goes wrong, you know, and yeah, you're good. So this board will be added to the store today as well. I love this board, man. It's like a silhouette. And the thing is, what I like about it, you could say, is it a sunset or a sunrise? And that's why I liked it, is glow in the dark. Glow in the dark. I have got glow in the dark board, so that's why I like this black and white. But it's more like a noir sort of black and white, because I feel like it has like a purplish, greyish tone to it. Sorry, I've got a bit of sore throat coming on. Yeah, this will be added to the store today. As I said, unfortunately, all the prices of my board had to run up. Went up. I was good English. All the prices of my board unfortunately had to go up about either some of them like the beanies have gone up by £2. Wax has gone up by, actually I don't think the wax has. Not much, none of the little accessories have, but the boards, glow in the dark boards have gone up by like a 5 to a tenner. The standard boards have gone up by like a 5 to a tenner, and the reason being is because I realised something. I think people thought it was too good to be true, and to be honest with you, it also was not paying for it was not worth the time I was spending on these boards. I put so much time into drawing, printing, sanding down. You know what I mean? The fact is, other people spend more money on companies that just sand it down with an electric mold sander, where I do a lot of it. So I've got really bad throat today. I do a lot of it by hand. Like, look at this sand; it's like non-existent anymore. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know. Some companies very fun to cop out on when to do it, and that's why I got to a point where I was like, you know, I'm fed up. Just doing the thing. I keep waiting, keep pushing. Because people will recognise it eventually. Obviously, the people that have already. But yeah, just waiting your turn. I'm so tired today. Shit. Oh, finally. I think I go back to sleep, crazy man. I mean, to be fair, it is so early, but it's just no point. It's light now. I have to get up at 5 every day because every day my partner goes to work. So, right, ready? Maybe not. I'm so rusty this morning. tell you what, arthritis does not help at all, man. I would think would understand, but I have to wait at least, let's just say half an hour, because it's so early at the moment, unfortunately. I know it's like, why start the live then? That's a very good question. So I'm losing my mind over it a little bit. Anyway, so I'm going to be ordering the boards, well, I said ordering the blank boards we made so I can press the graphics on them. And it's so crisp. That's what I love about this board, man. Boo lights. Oh, I've never seen so stupid, man, but I absolutely flipping love this graphic. So it's a bit of a dream come true when you make a skate. I want to be a pro skater, but obviously, as I said, my injuries kind of, I don't know, destroyed my body. Slip discs in the spine, tore ACLs, compound fracture, which is where the bone come out my arm. Well, compound fracture is a bone coming out of any area, which I think compound fracture does not do it justice. It's like the doctor was like, I'm sat there out of it on painkillers, and he's like, so you suffered a compound fracture, and I'm like, okay. He's like, so the bone has come out. I'm like, the what? You know, instantly, you want to be sobered up in your life, you get told you're up, your bone come out your arm. Because all I'm thinking is, I don't have an arm now, because my bone's come out my arm. He's like, no, we've managed to repin it. Before it, I'm like, oh, okay. You know, still not really processing what you're saying, because I'm still out of it. Like, because it's like I managed to, it's because the painkillers are so strong. I felt like I went back into a slump after I realised that the adrenaline calmed down a little bit. Because it did. It was like, I remember my freaking out about my arm, but then I don't even know if I passed out, man. I don't even know. Not from just like, oh, like, and then like fainted or anything, but just like fully knocked myself out anyway, because I slammed hard. I've slammed so hard so many times in my life. It's just one of those ones that I generally have had footage of me slamming. I could not watch myself, because you know when you watch footage of someone slamming you that you can't as a skateboarder. It's just you don't. Well, you could, but it's like why it does not put you in the right mindset. I've had the same shit in my own footage. I've literally not been able to watch it because I winced. There's one I done last year for some reason. I was trying to do a handstand, like a one handstand, and then tuck the board under my feet. I don't know why, a bit of freestyle. But I don't know what happened. My finger bent under my weight. It's in the video. I can't watch it. It wasn't even those. It's like considering bone coming up my arm or like to ACL, slip disc in my spine. None of those injuries combined. I mean that happening 100 times wouldn't be as painful as the other injuries I had. The bent finger, but it was just watching it made me feel actually sick. And it's weird. I've seen way worse things. It's like I could feel the pain for a week, but it was, as I say, it was less of a pain on the spot as it's more like, I think it was like, you know when you tear a ligament, or like, you know, what's it called? Sprain something, and a sprain can be worse than a break. I'm sorry. I argue that with so many people, they're like, not possible. I'm like, it is possible. A sprain isn't actually physically worse than a break. Like, a break is still physically bad. It's broken. It needs to heal, granted. But on the flip side, a sprain can be so much more painful to walk on. I mean, a sprain can be almost unbearable, where people don't realise you break toes an awful lot and you don't realise you walk on them. So breaks are way more manageable sometimes, that's all I'm saying, compared to a typical sprain. I mean, a typical sprain's fine, but like a proper bad one. Mate, I literally bounced off my board. Do you know those like reservoirs you get in flipping? Well, there's like downtown LA and stuff like that. There's in LA, I know they're probably in other places, but you literally have those. They're like the thing in GTA that people drive down, right? I don't know what it is. It's like a reservoir. It's not a reservoir, is it? It's like one big waterway. There's like maybe like a bit at the bottom, in the middle, like, but never free up. I don't understand why it's that big. Is that in case of overflow or something? Like, I'm unsure. But regardless, probably rain, I'm guessing, or something like that. But those are fun to car. But I hit I was getting speed bubbles. I hit a pebble and I went flying easily like 10, 15 feet. But bear in mind, that's not just flat. That's like kind of out, and then I was dropping as well. So this thing was like, yeah, it was steep as shit. I mean, literally, if you had like, I'm about 5'11", like nearly 6 foot, just about ish. So if you have like what, 3 of me, oh, that's how it was terrifying. And I literally was flying kind of like that, and in the air, I could not turn myself. Do you know when you sometimes get a bit of momentum and you try to turn yourself? I physically couldn't. It was like the wind and everything, and like my body going in a direction with the speed was stopping me turning my body. And I just bounced a bit like those cheese rolls you see, right, but on concrete, and damn, it hurt. But luckily, I broke. That was one time I broke no bones. I say one time. There's a lot of times I broke no bones, but damn. I mean, it's a given. But the amount of injuries I've had different skating abroad is always quite funny, to the point where insurance was almost like, I don't know, that holiday, you know, when you go on holiday, getting insurance is just like the back handle, like knowing the back of my hand, or whatever the saying is. Because I remember the first time it happened, and I thought I was injured myself. My mate was like, "Wait, where was I? I think I was in Perth." My mate was like, "Oh mate, you've been having insurance for this year." I was like, "Wait, what?" Yeah, and then yeah, I can't remember. So you have to pretty much go back to your cab to get doctors. Luckily that time, also I didn't get it on the spot there or anything. I just didn't really injure myself that time. But from that point on, it made me really think about it. Oh yeah, I'm not just. Granted, people think I'm just, because I'm a new kid to go to doctor. Like, yeah, I've got breaks that I have just pretty much left, right, and they need to be rebroken to be healing right again. And I'm good. You know, but I'm not going into doctors to get my legs broken. I mean, going up to skate is okay, right? And if you break a bone, you break a bone. It's peak, it's horrible. But I mean, it's not very likely. I mean, honest with you, like to break a bone is quite unlikely. I mean, so many things happen before that, sprains, the little cut, or just generally have a good time on your skateboard. I mean, don't push yourself too far. So I always tell people, I'm not trying to put that negative mindset in people's head that skating so dangerous. I was just a stupid, rebellious teen skater who was in a care home and had a bad childhood. So when you have that, combine that, that's not what I'm saying. It's like you're like, no one cares about you. So I don't care about myself. You don't think that necessarily, but it's like subconscious, subconscious, that's what I'm trying to say. Thought in your head. One second, bro. Shalom. Oh, that's fucking priceless. Oh, that's priceless, bro. Alhamdulillah. My guy does not believe in the children of Israel. He does not, does he? Oh, my poor guy. My poor guy. That was funny. That was funny. I was like, Shalom. And the guy's just like, boom, I'm off. Leave me alone. Oh, that was priceless. That was priceless. Yeah, that's what I thought. Jog on. Alhamdulillah, man. Oh, damn it. So I said that to him, and they went, "Are you Muslim?" I said, "What?" Because I said that. I said, "No." Like, no. So not the only people that use this terminology. And then I go, "Shalom," and they'd be like, "Run away!" Ah! I don't. It's just fun. Because this is my heritage, guys. I'm not actually like. I respect everybody if they're respectful people. That's just how I work. Work. That's how it came out of my brain. Yeah, I'm just respectful. If people respectful, I'm respectful. That's how I work. Anyway, so welcome back, everybody. Everyone's having a good day. Good morning, good whatever it may be. Did you see my clip yesterday? It was so clean, bro. I got like a double flip to backside 5-0. What else did I get? I can't even remember. It was wild. I don't understand why I'm so good some days, and then some days I'm terrible. This little culprit needs to come out. There you go. Probably shouldn't do that, guys, honestly, but like, where my hair's so long, and yes, people's like, get a haircut. I'm like, no. The reason for that is because it costs money every single week that I cannot be bothered to spend to sit there looking in the mirror at the same barber chatting the same shit weekly. I am good. And my hair just seems to annoy people, so it's just like a win-win situation in it. I'm okay with that. Like, if you can annoy people, sometimes, like, not on purpose, but they get annoyed. It's like, why are you getting annoyed for? Like, I know why they get annoyed, but I mean, I tell you what, I can't get on is a switch. Like, I can get a variable here on a fingerboard, right? A regular, but I can't get a switch. I don't understand why. I know switches may be difficult, but I would like to say as well that I actually think I'm meant to be switch on the skateboard. So I'm meant to be a goofy fingerboarder because I'm a goofy skateboarder. It's just when I started fingerboarding last year, I asked people, "How do you fingerboard?" Like, and obviously, I need to explain myself a bit more. I was like, which way is regular, goofy? I did not think simply that and that. Right? It seems quite simple. No, I was thinking this and this. Very different. So there's me trying to fingerboard like with my complete other hand. Like I'd never use this hand for like, anything. Obviously, I'm right-handed. It was just funny. I think people were laughing watching me struggle for like a flipping week or so. That's the thing, guys. The skate community would not do that, and that's why I'm like, oh no, I'm sorry, I'm coming in and changing it. So I'm bringing cheaper graphics in, better graphics. I've made it so I've come in and made a new type of wheel, trying to merge the two. I literally feel like Vecna trying to verge the upside down and the real world, bro. I'm trying to verge the skate community with the fingerboard community. And people were like a bit resistant, but I'm like, bro, you don't even understand. I'm more of a like this isn't coming from me. This isn't what I believe. But I've got more skater like for like whatever you want to call it in me, sorry, whatever you want to call it, than a lot of people, according to like quite a few skaters I know. Because of like all the injuries I've had, they said if they even slipped herniated their disc, they wouldn't have got on the board again. That's different. Is like you managed to. I was like, well, I love skating, so like I really do like that stance. I feel like unks at skateboarding. I feel like proper old stars. Like I'm retired already, essentially, from my skating days, bro. And when you have injuries like I've had, like I still skate, of course. Starting a skate company was the most viable option. But yeah, so if anyone's really wanting skateboards, please let me know in a comment of the video or in the chat anywhere, because trying to get a gauge for really how many people want boards on each platform. Obviously, I can't do them all at once because it's expensive and I don't have the money. I'm poor, believe it or not. When you have a business, sometimes that is the truth. That is the reality. But yes, I am desperate. I am to ride this board. Oh, the other day the live was doing so good, and today, bon voyage, followers. No, I'm joking. It's just trying to have a laugh. But it's weird, isn't it? The day that I couldn't go live. It's the day that I went on live and everyone's like, where are you? What you just did? There's like 50, 60 people. I mean, it's chill, it's nice getting into the live, nice pace, do you know what I mean? Nothing too crazy. But like I say, guys, I'm really going to have to either step up or stop doing the lives, to be honest with you, because to run the business is becoming kind of not really possible to be able to run a business, live a life. Well, it's just not. Yeah, that's just me being realistic. And I've now reached out to so many companies about joining in with, like, skate company, and they're also bit, man. I'll be honest with you, if anybody, as I said, wants to sponsor in, good luck. I'm throwing sponsors. I mean, go ahead, ask people, whatever. I'm not saying that they won't. But me, as someone who's actually got a business, who's contacting other businesses, offering even free work, they're saying no. I've never experienced anything like that in my life. People normally, I mean, for all of them to say no, I think they all feel like the moment things are a bit uneven and uneasy to do it. Cool. I'm still pushing that. I'm still gonna do it, guys. I'm bringing those boards in and give a shit. Like, it's almost people, and it's that story people that are showing you. People will try to knock you down. People really, really will try to knock you down again. And I'll be honest with you, like, with all due love and respect to Harry and skateboards, completely, absolutely love. It was just amazing to get a response back from them, really. You know what I mean? After messaging them back and forth a few times. But I just think I've noticed that people seem to get the wrong idea in the skate community. I think everyone seems to think everyone's in it for themselves, and and I know people probably are, but I mean, I'm personally really do not care about myself, and it sounds bad, but there's a way to like utilize it in a good way. You just don't become selfish. You do what needs to be done. I do care about myself, but not to a degree. Like I said, I injured myself so much from skateboarding. Like I have this you've got to love yourself, and that's also what my religion believes and all this stuff. But at the same time, I'm like, well, at the end of the day, I'm torn, on it. I'm more focused on trying to make, if I can make like people's lives around me better. Yeah, obviously sometimes you've got to focus on yourself to make yourself okay, to be able to pick other people up, but there's nothing wrong with that. But like I said, at the end of the day, I wasn't sure about the lives, I wasn't sure about the live streams, but I'm like, what? Okay, end this side and just do live pop-ups and meets, and it's probably better to do that. So, in a way, because I'll be able to connect with more people. Because on here now, I feel like I've just hit this point now where it doesn't seem to be like any customers at all on this platform, which is kind of surprising. I mean, I've got loads of customers on my other platform, which is TT and but to not have anyone here is kind of crazy because I thought people on here were more serious. But hey, what can you do? Hello, everyone. Welcome. And to be honest with you, I've just got a lot of shit going on right now, like physically with my body. So I'm at this point where I'm like breaking down a little bit, and I'm not really too bothered. Just got to live life to the fullest. You honestly do. That is what it's about. So I'm actually at a loss today. I really am. I can't do any boards at the moment. I can't. Yeah. Anyway, adios.